Welcome everybody. Welcome back to Scream Fifth. Scream 3. This one I probably will talk a little more because again, I talked about Scream for a little longer than Scream 2. Scream 3 is very divisive. It's This film is very, very goofy. It's very interesting, right? Um, One of those films where you either like enjoy it or they're like, oh, it's trash, it's terrible. I don't think it's trash at all. I think it's very goofy. I think it's very over the top. I think the reveal of the killer, which again, spoilers. You guys know I'm gonna spoil all these movies because you should have seen these movies already. If you're watching and you haven't seen us, just in my opinion, this is weird, but whatever. Um, Roman Bridger being the killer. I just hate what they did to Wes in this movie. How if you look at the behind the scenes stuff, they changed a bunch of things. They wanted him to make the movie a certain way, even though he had been hugely popular with the first two. And like you tell one of the greatest filmmakers ever to do it your way, it's like what? Like that doesn't make sense. Angelina, who plays the Sydney in the movie, was supposed to be his accomplices. So it was two killers. Wes shot the movie like it was supposed to be two killers, but it was revealed that it was only one killer, and it doesn't make sense. And that's what if they had stuck with Angelina being his accomplice, right, and stuck with two killers, I think they would. It would have been such a much. It would have been a much better movie. But the studio is gonna do what the studio wants to do. It's like um, you have to have a certain. Uh, you have to have a certain level of respect for your filmmaker and kind of let him make the movie that he wants to make. Because if you try to handcuff, it never works out. I'm telling you guys, it never works out. All the movies you've seen in here, like, well, there was a little studio meddling. Oh, it's never good. But whenever I hear that, I say, oh no, because like producers are made to produce the movie. You hire a director to direct the movie. Why would you tell him to make the movie a different way, right? So Wes is like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna make the movie that I want to make, but I'll have your one killer reveal because like you could still have had Angelina, right, and then still had Roman as the mastermind. It just would have made the movie make so much more sense, right? And it's just to me, it's just very silly. It's very silly that they decided to go in this direction. But I will say, having one killer, it was really two. It's different. It's something different because I love the Scream movies, but they're a little formulaic. And again, when we get into five here soon, um, I'll have a, I'll probably spend like a half an hour talking about five because I have a lot to say about that movie, right? Um, but I I enjoy these three that we just had because, and I'm gonna say this right now, these are the last ones that have a grown adult as the killer. The next four, it's younger kids. It's younger. You know, I know technically Skeet and Stu Marker were playing high school, but they were like grown adults. And I guess in the new one, you could say Jack Quaid is like older. That's not how he plays the. That's not how he plays the role of the killer. So, but I think you guys, if you didn't know that there was a lot of studio meddling, there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff that really contributed right to this movie not being the movie that you thought. I would watch Scream 3 again with the guys and with the lens that there was a lot of studio meddling. They told Wes, hey, make a movie like this, and Wes is pretty much like, that's not the movie that I want to make. They had a whole different idea where Stu was going to come back, but because of Columbine, they for some reason changed the script. I don't understand, but that's what they did. I don't know why real world events would affect like um, a movie, but they did. So they changed it. I don't like that, but pretty much Roman is Cindy's long lost brother because Cindy's mom went to Hollywood and she was raped, which is awful, like really bad. Um, and Roman was the illegitimate son of her stage name was Rena Reynolds, and he tracked her down, and she basically said, which I don't think would ever happen, but that Rena was dead and that she was Rena's child, and she doesn't have to bear any responsibility, even though that's still your child. Like, that's, as a parent myself, I have a son who's about to be 6. That would never happen. That's one thing I didn't like. It's like, as a parent, you should never, if you find out, oh my God, yeah, like, you knew you had a child, he tracked you down, he found you. Like, I don't understand. Like, I I can see where Roman is feeling resentful. I don't think I would start a killing spree, but the story goes, and again, this was retcon because he was never mentioned in the first one. He was never. There was never a plan to have a Roman in Scream One. Let's just say that, right? Because Kevin Williamson did not write this movie. He was doing something else, and he wasn't able to write this movie. So Aaron Kruger wrote it. Um, there was never a Roman. There was never like. It was always like Billy was the mastermind. But basically, it was Maureen was cheating with Cotton Weary, and she was cheating with Hank Loomis, Billy's father. And come to find out, in the first one, I mean, yeah, that Roman had gone there in 1994, and tried to talk to her, and he like filmed her for a while, I guess, and then he showed Billy. He tracked down Billy, and he showed Billy, hey, look at what she's doing. Look at what happened. Look at why your mom left, which his mother shouldn't have never abandoned her son, but that's a whole different subject to get into. Um, so Roman was the quote unquote mastermind behind the original trilogy. I don't like when sequels try to retcon other movies. I don't like that. With the fifth one, again, we'll get into it. I don't like that. Like, leave wellness alone. Like, leave it alone, right? Like, don't try to touch a masterpiece because you want to try to make your movie better. Now, again, I don't hate Scream 3. Um, I have issues with it, of course. Like, it's very goofy, it's very campy, it's very silly, it's very there should have been two killers. There's always been two killers. Like, it's sort of the problem I have with the new one. Like, there was no innovation. But anyway, we'll get into it later. But yeah, I just don't. I'm not a huge fan of it. So we will. But pretty much that sums up Scream 3. I would watch this as a trilogy. It's fun. Again, I don't hate it. It's definitely not my favorite, obviously, but it's very tolerable. So if you like the Scream movies, I would definitely check out Scream 3. After you watch the first two, you should watch all these movies. I mean, I enjoyed all of them. So yeah, check it out, and then let me know what you think. Okay, have a good one. Thank you.